Gil,
Here we go.
I don't want to interrupt you. So when we were going back and forth today on the comment chain, I conceded that Shaq was definitely the top guy in 2000, the first title run. But Kobe was not the second. He was not a second option. He was not a Robin figure in 2001, 2002. If you want to look at just 2001, Gil, in what metric was he ranked number one? Shaq wasn't ranked number one in anything in 2001. Actually, Kobe led the NBA playoffs in win share in 2001, the middle of the two titles, not Shaquille O'Neal. Kobe Bryant was third in value over replacement in the NBA playoffs. Shaquille O'Neal was fourth in VORP in those playoffs. Kobe Bryant led the NBA playoffs in fourth quarter scoring. He led the Lakers in fourth quarter scoring, in clutch scoring. If you would, Gil, be so kind as to enlighten me on who the other lead dogs are. Just let's even leave out. Actually, no. Who in the 1980s was Magic Johnson the lead dog on all of those titles?
I wouldn't think so.
You would. Well, which ones was he and which ones wasn't he?
I was born in '82, so
Gil, you're older than I am.
But I can.
I know all of So was Kareem the lead dog or was Magic the lead dog in the 1980s?
They both shared the responsibility. So at some point, probably 84, 85, it switched and became Magic's team, and Kareem had to take a back seat because he was older.
Gil, what if I were to tell you that Magic Johnson never led an NBA postseason in scoring for the Los Angeles Lakers in any of his title runs?
He wasn't a scorer, so I would imagine that.
But you're just talking about all scoring in this matchup with Shaq and Kobe. You're not taking into account the pivotal nature that he played in the offense as a whole, in the fact that he was playing the best player on the other side from a perimeter defensive standpoint. You're not taking into account that Kobe was the go-to guy in the fourth quarter, Gil. Let me ask you this.
I just gotta say this real fast. Choosing LeBron over Kobe, that is crazy.
Yeah, how can Shaquille O'Neal be the 1A option, the number one option, when he's never the number one option in the fourth quarters? And I'll concede to you 2000. But in 2001 and 2002, Gilbert, Kobe Bryant led the Lakers in clutch time scoring, however you want to define it. The last 5 minutes of a game within 5 points or less, Kobe Bryant led. If you want to look in the last 2 minutes of a one-score game, 3 points or less, Kobe Bryant led. He led the Lakers substantially over Shaq. It goes beyond – hold on, Gil, and I'll turn it back over to you. It goes beyond clutch time scoring, though, Gilbert. Look at just the fourth quarters as a totality in the playoffs, the entire postseason runs in 2001 and 2002. Kobe Bryant led the Lakers in just fourth quarter scoring. He outscored Shaq 128-100 in the fourth quarter scoring through the 2001 playoffs.
Okay.
All right. He outscored Shaq 145-114 in the fourth quarter of the 2002 playoffs. So literally any level you look to in the fourth quarter, the entirety of the game, in close games, Kobe Bryant is the guy with the ball in his hands. He's the one that had the responsibility to take and make those shots and get the Lakers over the finish line. In any other scenario that you want to paint, and I dare you, in fact, it would make me giddy to see it. Please find me another 1A option on a dynastic team at any point in time in the 2000s or before that was not the guy that had the bulk of the responsibility in winning time, because it was Kobe in spades over Shaq. It's not close, Gilbert, in the last two rings. So please, find me someone. Was it Kevin Durant in 2017-18? Was it Steph Curry in the two off ones? Was it, I don't know, LeBron James? Find me someone that didn't do that and was considered, a sidekick or a Robin. Go ahead.
Gilbert, he's been running with this narrative for a while now that Kobe was second fiddle.
Okay, this game is 48 minutes, not the last 5 minutes. Usually the last 5 minutes goes to your guy who can create his own shot, which at that point was Kobe Bryant. Shaquille couldn't shoot free throws, which hurt them in the last 5 minutes because everyone doubled and triple teamed Shaquille O'Neal, or, the rule Hack-a-Shaq was created to keep the ball out of Shaq's hands. So therefore the guard which was Kobe, took advantage of that. That's why he has those clutch points, because you couldn't go to Shaquille O'Neal at the end of the game. The reason he has a lot of fourth quarter points is because everyone doubled Shaq and he got the ball. So that's one metric. Just like LeBron James, when Kyrie got the ball the last 5 minutes, because he wasn't the go-to guy. So an option 2 turns into an option 1. So the first 43 minutes of the game, it's Shaquille O'Neal, but because he couldn't shoot free throws, it became Kobe in the last 5 minutes. That's why you have to narrow it down to the last 5 minutes. Most big guys who dominated, that shot the ball, they shot free throws, they dominated all the way through. So like a Jokic, you can go to him in the fourth quarter because he can shoot free throws. You can go to Dirk in the fourth quarter because he can shoot free throws. But Duncan still had Ginobili, who ran most of the offense in the last 5 minutes. He was the fourth, fifth option. But because he knew and had the ability to score the ball and create his own shots away from double teams, because no one was doubling Ginobili, just like nobody in 2000, 2001, 2002 was not doubling Kobe Bryant.
I gotta be honest, Gilbert, you are losing this debate.
He played one-on-one. Do you know I played, right?
Yes,
During
Gilbert.
that time, I played him
Gilbert.
4 times. I can even tell you this. All them defensive shares you want to use, can you tell me who the second best shooting guard was in the NBA?
Well, Allen Iverson was an elite.
How many times did he play him, sir?
What they played in the finals in 2001.
Did he guard him? No.
Gilbert, we're talking about the whole playoff run, not the NBA finals.
Perfect. Glad you said that. Okay, so now I have the playoff run. Let's look at Kobe Bryant's matchups. Okay, his first championship, he guarded Nick Anderson against Sacramento. He guarded Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway averaged 16 points in the regular season, averaged 21 points in the playoffs against Kobe. The best players on the team was Jason Kidd. Penny was second. He played the Blazers. Steve Smith, who averaged 15 points in regular season, averaged 18 against Kobe. Wallace Smith was second on the team. Then the best player, he played his whole career in those, not his whole career, those first 3 rings, Reggie Miller. Okay, so Reggie was an all-star, not an all-NBA player. He averaged 18 points in the regular season, 23 against Kobe. And I took out the game where Kobe got hurt and Reggie Miller had 33 and 35, and he still bust his ass. Okay, now year 2. Chip 2, Steve Smith again, Doug Christie, Antonio Daniels. Antonio averaged 9 points in the regular season. He averaged 19 against Kobe. And then against Allen Iverson, he didn't guard Allen Iverson. He guarded Aaron McKee. Okay.
I just gotta stop this video real fast. Is there a chance that Kobe did something behind the scenes to Gilbert? Because it seems like Gilbert, he has this disdain for Kobe. That's just my feeling. I may be wrong, but it feels like something happened behind the scenes that we don't know about. So let's get back to the clip.
Now our third year, Chip 3, Bonzi Wells, Bruce Bowen, Doug Christie, Kerry Kittles, right? So when we say the great defensive, who challenged him defensively? No one.
Gilbert, in the 2001 playoffs, which was the middle year, NBA league-wide scoring averages that year was 93.6 points per game. Okay? I'm well aware that you played and you watch the game and cover it right now. League scoring in the regular season this year is 113 points per game right now. It was 93.6 in those playoffs, in the 2001 playoffs, all right? They played 450-plus win opponents in those playoffs. If you look at the record, the win-loss record of 4 opponents in a postseason run, that 2001 run was the second most challenging run in NBA history.
Okay, so I remember that Gilbert, he once scored 60 points on Kobe. And after that, that's when Kobe said, okay, that dude, he got that dog inside of him. And also know that Kobe, he respected Gilbert because of his insane work ethic. Even though Kobe respected Gilbert, And even though Kobe was Gilbert's idol, this is the way Gilbert's gonna pay back that, respect that Kobe had for him by actually saying that LeBron James is better. I mean, that's not a big deal, but at the same time, come on, man, you gotta ride for Kobe. That's just what I think. So let's get back to the clip.
If you look at SRS, which is simple rating system, it's the second hardest run in NBA playoff history. And yet in those 2001 playoffs, Gil, the Lakers lost one game. It was an overtime game in game one at Staples in the NBA Finals series. That's it, one game. And their differential in those playoffs was 12.8. That is second best ever. It's the second highest net differential in NBA playoff history. So what I'm telling you, Gil, is the second or first or whatever, a top three most difficult run ever. The Lakers had a top three most dominant outcome. And that is because Shaq and Kobe were just the two best players. It's because Shaq was the best player in the front and Kobe was the best player in the back. And it wasn't a sidekick or a Robin situation. I want to drill more into the 2001. Hold on, Gilbert. Let's drill in more into the 2001 real quick. Kobe averaged 29.4 points per game. That playoffs. Okay. Hold on. Kobe averaged 29.4 points per game in that, right? So part of the thing that really gets me worked up about this whole conversation is because you're delegitimizing the rings in order to prop LeBron up. So let's look at LeBron as the number one option, as you would say, in all four of his title runs that he won. He was the number one option, right? Okay. So in 2001, Kobe scored 29.4 points. The Lakers as a team scored 103.4 in that postseason run. That's 28.5% of the team scoring for that playoff run. 28%. If you look at LeBron's second, third, and fourth title runs, that would be 2013 with Miami. He scored roughly 26 of the 97 points for the Heat. So less points per game, and it's roughly 26 points of the output for the Heat in those playoffs. So Kobe scored more per game and accounted for more total offense than LeBron James did in LeBron's second title run, 2013 Miami. Please fact check these. Both of you, anyone on the chat, anyone watching, please feel free to fact check this. 2016, the Cavaliers run, the 3-1 comeback that made LeBron the GOAT. He averaged 25.9 points per game. The Cavaliers as a team in that postseason scored 105. That's roughly 25% of the team's output. Let's move on to the 2020 Bubble Championship, where, by the way, Anthony Davis led that postseason in both points and win share in the 2020. But anyway, LeBron averaged, notice I'm not looking any of this up, by the way, but please fact check me, 27.6 points per game for LeBron in the 2020 run, and that was of the 113 points per game that the Lakers scored. So again, that's like 24%. So Gil, what I'm telling you here is 22-year-old Kobe Bryant, who you are asserting to me was a second option and a Robin, averaged more points per game than 3 of LeBron's 4 title runs, and it was a higher percentage of the team's output than 3 of LeBron's 4 title runs. So maybe you do need to redefine second option or Robin. Maybe it's you. Maybe you have to think up a better word to utilize, because if that's the second option, if a 22-year-old Kobe Bryant playing harder competition than LeBron, scoring more than LeBron, while averaging a higher percentage of the points than LeBron did, I think we really need to reevaluate the way you're terming a second option in Kobe Bryant's case. And again, Gil, this is while he led the team in assists all of those years and led the team in scoring in the fourth quarter and in clutch time.
All right, now, so there you have it. That was Gilbert Arenas. He was debating Skap attack. And I'm just going to say that I think that Skap attack, he had better arguments why LeBron James was, not a second fiddle to Shaq. And I also think that, personally, I will always say that Kobe was a lot better than LeBron James. So take what happened a couple of days ago, for example. LeBron James, he was finally able to break, MJ's record. And it took 7 seasons for LeBron James to, break MJ's record. 7 seasons. And that is why I gotta say that, MJ was just on another level. LeBron James, he will never be better than MJ. Even though we got a lot of LeBron fans, MJ, he will always be number one. It's not even close when it comes to debating if MJ or LeBron is, the best of all time. MJ is the best, and then after that, it's Kobe for sure. Okay, so the reason why we had to witness this debate between Skap and Gilbert is because Gilbert, he said some outlandish things a couple of days ago. So a couple of days ago, Gilbert, this is what he said. He said, in 3 of Kobe's championships, he was the sidekick because he was 21, 22, and 23. And those championships, Shaq was the dominant force. So those 3 championships that he got, he wasn't the lead dog. So we watched the whole debate between Skap and Gilbert Arenas. Not the whole debate, but a part of it. And actually, I want to know what y'all think about this, of the clips that I've, it was just a small clip of this 6-hour debate. What do y'all think about Gilbert's performance? What do y'all think about Skap's performance in this debate between each other? And if you want to watch the full debate, I'm actually going to make sure to leave a link in my description so you can watch the full debate. It's 6 hours if you want to watch that. So let me know what you think about this that I just show y'all. So make sure like this video, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.